Hello. Hi, everybody. I know that I am here way later than I usually am, but it's for a really, really good reason. Uh, I got to hang out with Mary and some other people simulcasting to the lifeboat, and then Mary and I had a fun, long conversation afterwards. So it was a good day. Hey, Mary. Speaking of, Mary's got my back. Hi, Janet. Good to see you. Janet says, "You're sitting in front of your fireplace with a nice fire. The wind is howling outside tonight, and my daughter just got home from Poland. So I'm a happy mom." Your daughter was in Poland, Janet? Wow. Was she just visiting or was she living there and she's moved back now? Tell us more. That's interesting in small world kind of a thing because I actually know somebody who lives in Poland. Um, that's funny. That's wild. I don't think Poland's that big, so I wonder if they met. You never know. So I don't have a whole lot of, like, super exciting topics or anything like that, and I know probably I'm not gonna have a huge turnout tonight since it's so, so late, but, I'm always surprised when anybody shows up, honestly, so it's not a bad thing, that's not a downside to me. Um, so tonight I'm getting ready, like, we're getting my little guy ready for bed, right? And he did a funny thing tonight. He actually, like, sacked out, like, passed out on the floor just on the other side of this door. Like, he normally, like, has his bath, and then he has his, like, chill time where he, like, plays on his tablet or watches his shows and drinks his milk before bed, and then we do the whole songs, stories, bedtime routine thing. But tonight during his chill time, he just fell asleep on the floor. Oh, we attempted to very gently move him to his room and try to help him stay asleep, but as soon as we changed locations, he was not interested. Um, in fact, he was very offended that we put him in his bed. Hello, he wanted to sleep on the floor. Um, and it seemed for a minute like he was gonna go to sleep in his bed, but then he fussed, and it was specifically because he wanted to sleep on his floor. I promise you my child has a perfectly good twin-size bed in his bedroom with blankets and sheets and pillows and all those things, but he likes to sleep on the floor under a blanket. So, I'm just happy he's sleeping. I'm gonna pick my battles. But since he woke up, we did, stories, songs, and the whole bedtime routine and everything. And then when I woke up, Mary was still simulcasting to her channel on the lifeboat, and she had put up her link going like, "Hey, does anybody want to, come on? Feel free to come on if you want to." And I sent her a message. I was like, "Hey, I just got done putting my kiddo to bed." And she's like, "Yeah, sure, come on." So I did. And it was really fun because I got to talk with people who I already consider friends. And really anybody watching, I consider a friend too over there because like everybody in those chats, like I know them. I've seen them around in the chats. I've gone back and forth with them, and maybe we don't all know each other super well, but like I know them. So I will say that I kind of like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right, Mary. I was going to get to that. I didn't actually realize I was on both. Um, because y'all Spanx had said something the other day about like, oh hey, you should do the ripples thing. Like, let me know if you want to. And I was just kind of like, what am I going to talk about though? Like I talk about like with you guys, but I talk about things here, but I don't really come in with a topic usually. Maybe a little bit of one, but mostly I just go back and forth with you guys. And so I was kind of in my head about that because those chats usually have more people in them, and there's usually, more people that watch the replays as well. So I kind of got in my head into about it. And so tonight I kind of like I think I remembered like earlier in the day that it was going to be simulcast, but then in the whole getting my kiddo to bed, all of that stuff, I forgot. So I'm just like, I'm just going over to my friend Mary's channel, and then I saw it was on both, and it was like, oh, okay, here we go. here we are. So, but it was cool. It was great. 'Cause it was people I knew in those chats, and, it was people I knew up on screen with me, and it felt like I was just hanging out with people I knew, and, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dang cool. That's pretty awesome. Janet, you gave me more information about where your daughter was in Poland. I'm interested. You said she was on a university study group trip. History of genocide was the topic. Oh, that's right. You told me about that. I remember now. I remember. Was a collaboration with the university in Ukraine, and they met in Poland and they went to Auschwitz. Wow. I'm glad that they maintain that, like, as a museum. Like, I think it's important to physically see the place, to not lose that history. Like, you can read something in a history book, but to physically visit the place where these atrocities happened keeps it real. Like, for better or worse, most of us humans, we need, like, physical realities to keep something, right? Like, it's harder to remember something if it's just in our head. It makes it real abstract and kind of floaty. In a physical place that's real, that it kinda circumvents that. Brings it home, brings it home. Aw, good, Mocha's doing great. And yes, this is why I'm here. I wasn't even gonna go live tonight, actually. I was like, "I've had enough excitement for one night." I did that, and then Mary and I just, like, spent another, like, hour just chatting because we like to chat because, Mary gets me and gets my humor, and we just go back and forth and lose track of time, so so that was fun, and I was gonna skip. I was like, "Maybe I'll just put my community tab, like, hey," but I don't know, and then I thought, like, what if someone's lonely and can't sleep? I want you to come be able to chat, and also, I'm still kinda wired, if I'm being honest, so I needed to come chat, really. And yeah, I got to meet your kiddo, which was really meaningful for me. I love her. She's a great person. Oh, hey, Miss Dragon. I'm here to drop a light. It's been tiny minutes. To just tiny minutes. You're here before you gotta go to bed because 'cause you've got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, but I love Oh, I love you too, Mist. I have a whole list of stuff gotta get done tomorrow. Godspeed. You got this. You're awesome. I mean what I said. I wanna be you when I grow up. I think you're so cool. Well, you can see the replay if you would like to. I only jumped in for, like, the last hour, I think, because it was after I was getting my little kiddo to bed, and we just chit-chatted. "Hey, 7th, it's good to see you." I'm always happy when you show up. I mean, I'm always happy when all of y'all show up, for real. Oh, about the Auschwitz site. My brother went to each of the possible concentration camps and says the air just feels wrong in each of them. Make it too heavy. Wow. I believe that. I believe that for sure. That's some really heavy history to be around. I totally believe that. Yes. Well, I'll be thinking of you next week, Mist, as you're helping your person recover and all of the things and having to go be amongst all the people and having to go out into the world. Lots of good vibes and all the good stuff for Mist Dragon during all of that stuff. If I grow up to be like you, I'll be a unique soul. Oh, okay. That's my goal. That's my goal. Keep them guessing. Oh, I already. Oh, and thank you, Mary. Mary posted the link to the live. And earlier on, I think Mary was on with Cosmic Christie and our friend from Bella's, I think it was Bella's Whisperland Farms, I think it was called. I'm subscribed and I was watching some of her stuff because we met her in a tuber chat. And it's cool, like homesteading stuff, which I think is really, really fascinating. I wish I could do more of that here. I should probably try. Hey, still in leather. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. See, this is why I had to still come on because, like, what if people are still awake and want somewhere to go hang out? It's what I do now, and I like it. Hey, Sandy Wandy. It's good to see you. Yes, agree. We got you, missed. You keep his and yours busy. Aw, listening and getting stuff ready. Awesome. I saw that. I saw that. Mon was nice enough to send me instructions on how to make a koala cake. Mom sent me a picture of one in the grocery store when she was grocery shopping yesterday, and it was so adorable. And I really wanna try to make one because my son's birthday is later this month, at the end of the month. Yes, and Mary's daughter Christina was on until she got home and got hit with a Nerf gun. Oh, good, I'm glad, this is what I'm here for. Still looking at nights for things to keep me occupied while I crocheted. Yeah, I think there's a lot of insomniacs and night owls amongst us, and I've always kind of tended in that direction, so, if I'm up anyway, I feel like I may as well open a chat. Y'all can hang out if you want to. The way I've come to think about this is, like, I don't think this is really about me, you know? Like, my face is up here, and that's fine or whatever, but really it's about hosting this, you know, and having someone to kinda look over it to make sure no one comes in and acts like a jerk. Um, I think that's the most important part of it. And then I get to talk to you guys, and that's pretty cool too. That's pretty cool because 'Cause I've gotten to where I miss you guys when I'm not talking to y'all. I do, I do. I miss you guys when I'm not around. Ooh, cool. Janet G is going to see my mom and other family next week, traveling from west to east. That's a big trip. That's exciting. I wish you all of the smoothest travel arrangements possible. Um, any flights to be on time and comfortable, and that your luggage gets exactly where it needs to go, and that all of those things that can go wrong in traveling do not. I'm speaking it into existence that everything will go smoothly for you in your travel. Everything. Mary says, "I hope everybody enjoyed it tonight on my channel on the boat. I truly saw a connection working." Yeah, I wanna point that out. I wanna shout out Mary that I don't know if I would have, like, got the guts up to, like, go on something simulcast with them so soon. Um, but Mary has this unique ability to just, like, make me feel at ease, like, wherever I go. So I really appreciate her. And so knowing that, like, she was simulcasting, it made me feel like, "Okay, it's my friend's house too." So, like, this one person who I know, like, yeah, a safe person. I mean, everybody on the boat is my safe person, but I get in my head about, like, the number of subscribers, right? Like, it's hard not to get in your head about something like that. And I say a lot of stuff in the chat all the time, but it's different than having your face on something, you know? So, and I was in a different room because during the time in this room, my husband was back there playing loud video games and didn't want to be on camera, so I moved to this front room. So if you got to see that, you saw me in a different room with an old mattress that still needs to be picked up by bulk trash up against the wall in the background. So it's not my best looking background, but it worked. It worked. The mic worked. What more can you ask for? Is Mother's Day tomorrow in the US? No, it is not, but it is, I believe, the 12th, but I'm gonna double check. I know it's different in different countries. Let's see, let's see, let's see. I should keep better track of this because I am a mother and I have a mother and a mother-in-law. So, but I tend to like plan things in 3-day increments. If I get I need to get better about that though. I need to plan out further in advance for things again. But I used to do that, you guys. I used to plan things out months in advance, like to the minute. Like that was my way of managing anxiety about the future is I would just plan ad nauseum infinitum. But then what would happen is inevitably stuff comes up and your stuff doesn't go according to plan. And then I would get upset because things didn't go according to my plans. So I've kind of had to get used to, okay, make a plan because that's the smart thing to do, but hold it very loosely. Be prepared for it to I'll go out the window, especially once I had a child. They don't do plans. Peace and love to you, Mist. Get some sleep. We love you. Mwah. Hey, Meredith Lynn. Meredith Lynn is my local friend. We've been talking about like actually meeting, like in human person, like breathing the same oxygen in the general vicinity. We need to do that. Um, the easiest way to get in touch with me is the Facebook Messenger. If you wanna wanna chat there. Um, although I do have an email too. Like I have an email address that I put on my channel. It's kristamelinda47@gmail.com. And that goes for anybody that wants to just shoot me an email and say, hey, or send me pictures of dogs or koala cakes. Those are always great. Thank you. I got derailed 7th. I was looking up when it was and I got totally derailed. Mother's Day in the United States is the 12th of May, the second Sunday in May. Mary says, but it wasn't till you and I on the stream with each other. And I said to you, do you realize you're on the boat? That's right. I did have that moment. Like, oh, that's right. That's right. And then I was a cucumber. Cool as a cucumber. You guys, sometimes I'm freaking out internally. And sometimes it looks like that and sometimes it doesn't. Later on, I asked Mary, like, so did I play it off? Did I play it cool? Like, did I look like I was like panicking? Because I tried not to look like I was panicking. I don't know. Maybe I should just look like I'm panicking. It just, you know. Yep, sleep well, missed. Ooh, mom sent me a photo for everyone's future. Oh, that's right, because you're in Australia, so you're in the future. Here's what the future looks like at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Oh, and I gotta turn on the brightness on the phone. That's how it works on the streams. Isn't it beautiful? The future looks bright. The future has bright sunshine and a cute little carport and a lawn. I like it. Thank you for showing me the future, Mon. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I don't see any venomous spiders or snakes at all. Like people would have you believing that Australia is just crawling with them everywhere, but I don't see any in the photo. Sorry, guys, I'm plugging in my phone. My phone cord fell down. I'm not hiding. Hmm? So I'm probably not going to stay on too long because I don't want to overlap with Chow Yun Smut because I know a lot of us that hang out here like to go hang out there too. Um, and I also like to support her because she's great. And you know, but I just wanted to check in and say, hey, is that not normal? We try to hide our emotions and feelings. I guess it is normal, but I wish it wasn't, you know? Um, like I try, like I'm trying to be more just myself and just more genuine every day because and maybe you guys can relate to this. I have this history and this habit of having like this, here's my professional face. Here's my grad student face where I just say smart crap and you don't really get to know me that well as a human being. Um, and that not only is boring for everybody else who meets me, it also kind of is a soul killer for me because I don't get to just be myself, right? Like genuine me. I do like books and I was a grad student and I did read a lot and I did learn a lot and I do think a lot about that stuff. But I also have really dark, quirky humor and I'm also goofy and I also lose my crap over really silly things and squeal. But sometimes I'm like, "Oh, play it cool, play it cool." So I think there's probably normal. Like I'm still trying to find the line like between like I want to be genuine, but I also don't want to be like over the top, you know? But I think who I am genuinely is probably a little over the top, actually, if I'm being honest with you. Like, if I'm just being, like, pure me, like, unedited me, probably a little over the top sometimes. I think probably. It is what it is. Rather have the lotto numbers. It would be nice to know the lotto numbers. The winning ones, after all. Yay, your garden's getting better and the blue skies. It's raining where I am right now. Uh, y'all know I'm just north of Dallas in the suburban sprawl, and we started getting some thunder a little while ago, and now it's raining. And I like the way that the rain sounds, and I like the way that the big storms sound as long as they don't cause damage or hurt anybody. But I love the way that it sounds. It's very soothing to me. Janet G says, I made some jewelry tonight, a pendant and some earrings. I used gemstone beads, sterling silver, and hand blown glass beads. That sounds beautiful. Janet G, you should post pictures of your work somewhere. That sounds gorgeous. I'd love to see that. I always thought it was really cool, like people who could make jewelry. I think that's really neat. Um, Even if you've already got like pre-made stuff and you're just arranging it, there's still an art to arranging it in a way that is pleasing to look at. And I just think that's so cool. Like I hear about so many different like hobbies and crafts people do. And 9 times out of 10 people tell me about something like that they do, and I think, "That is so cool. I wish I could do that. I wanna learn how to do that." But then I have this finite amount of time in the day. Like, I wish I knew how to crochet. I wish I knew how to play the guitar. I wish I could play the drums. I wish I could play the piano. Like, I wish I could make jewelry. I wish I could do all that stuff, but unfortunately, there's just 1 me and 24 hours in a day, and some of them I have to sleep. So, there's that. So I like living vicariously and hearing about how other people do those things. Was this the rain that makes you oh, the jewelry makes you miss your wife? I love that. Did your wife make jewelry? Or was she named Janet also? I like asking for when we lose somebody, like, sometimes I don't know, like, sometimes people are funny about asking about a person that passed away, but I feel like, for me, like, my grandmother who passed away that I was very close to, I like for people to ask me details about her because she kinda like, she comes alive in those details, you know? Like, and telling people about those details kinda makes me feel like she's still around in a way. So, it's not my intention to pry if I ask for details about your wife, it's just because, like, it's how we keep a person we love alive, I think. So, it's from a good place. Walls have gone back up, for sure. I think we all have some walls, but they should have a gate that we can open when we want to, when we're ready, you know? Or when we find someone that we think is allowed should be allowed in. I don't know. That's what I think. I'm not much of an expert on anything, though. You made the smallest Grogu ever. What's a Grogu? I think it's crocheted and measures a quarter of an inch tall. That sounds teeny. I don't know what a Grogu is, but that sounds cool. Back to our emotions. I wish I could let it out sometimes, but you just can't, or you almost leave yourself too vulnerable. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Um, I don't know about everybody else, but for me, like, a big part of it has been, like, meeting people that I feel comfortable with, that I feel safe with. Um, and it doesn't happen overnight either. It really doesn't, but you have to, like, meet people somewhere. Um, and I guess I was actually talking about this in my therapy session last week, funny enough, is, like, how to be genuine, but still be appropriate, and how to be myself, but still be professional. Um because I'm changing jobs and I'm gonna go back to working as a therapist, and one of the things that I wanna do is I want to, in an appropriate way, like, find an appropriate way to use my lived experience so that, you know, someone can feel comfortable relating to me. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me, like, if my therapist was just like this blank slate person who never told me anything about her life ever, I don't know that I'd feel comfortable telling her all my deep, dark secrets, you know? Like, I need to know that person's a human, and so that's what I wanna do. But I was talking with her a lot about, like, how to be genuine, but appropriately genuine. Like, obviously, we have to behave certain ways in certain situations, that's what's appropriate. Like, you have to behave a certain way at a funeral, and you have to behave a certain way at a birthday party or whatever. But, like, finding out how does one be themselves in all of those situations? That is a journey I'm still on. But I think it's important to have somebody or something you just let it all out with. I think that's really important. But I know it's hard to feel vulnerable. That can be gut-wrenching. Oh, okay. 7th, your wife's name was Terry, and she made jewelry. Terry. That's a I like that name. I like that name for a woman. That's really cool. What kind of jewelry did she make? Do you still have anything she made? I think that's really cool, to be able to still have something like that. Yeah, you did marry. Yeah, you were tough. You were tough up there because I know you said you were in a lot of pain today, but you showed up, you got it done, and you were great. And you supported me and made me feel safe too. And I know, like, made a lot of other people feel safe too. It's a huge thing. A Grogu is oh, somebody made a knitted horse? A knitted horse? So cool. So, so cool. Yes, I agree. I agree with Mon. You were awesome, Mary. You were awesome. So awesome, I had to sing it in a silly little high voice. Hey guys, I just got my notification that Chow is on. And I don't want to I don't want to go over hers too much, but I did want to come say hi to you guys because I miss you when I don't. And I miss doing this when I don't do it. Eventually, my work schedule is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to actually like be going out into the world to an office and actually like talking with people, which I'm really, really excited for. Um, I'll have a little bit of a communican. I mean, I think I'll probably still do this around this time though, like depending on how early I have to leave in the morning. But I'm really, really hooked on this now. Like making a space for people who are still awake to come chatting about my stuff. I'm really into it now, not gonna lie. So thank you guys for helping me feel that way. I'm gonna get this link for Chow Yun Smut so we can all go watch cricket. I'm looking down at my phone to share the link because it's really different. I don't know, it feels clunkier for me to share it on StreamYard. I am actually gonna run out of my free hours on free StreamYard soon. So what I was thinking about doing that I told Mary about earlier was, what if I rotate amongst all of the different streaming platforms and use up their freebie time on all of them. And then when I'm done, I can pick the one I like, but then that will put off when I have to pay for it. I would like to game the system because that's what I do. I find it fun. It's a puzzle. Not to hurt anyone, just because it's a puzzle. You gotta game the system. You gotta. Gotta at least try. Thank you, Janet G. I really appreciate you. And this is fun for me. This is fun. It really is. It's a blast. I will see you guys over at Chow Yun Smut's channel. Thanks for coming to hang out, even though it was just for a little bit. Um, y'all have a wonderful night. See you soon.